The movie begins in the futuristic city of Lagos, Nigeria, where we are introduced to a girl called Tola. Her father, Tunde, has been pretty worried lately because of the kidnapping of children news he has been hearing. He is figuring out a way to protect his daughter, especially when he's not with her. Tola's father, a scientist, made robots that help her dress and do house chores since he is a very busy man. Today is her birthday, so Tola prepares snacks to throw a party. Meanwhile, Uncle G, a man who just newly got employed by Tola's father as a driver, goes to test the new car his boss just bought. He is shocked that he didn't even need to touch the car to open its door. Technology is so advanced in this era that some cars don't use steering wheels anymore, but you just have to press a button, and the car will take you to your expected location. The problem with Uncle G is he doesn't know the button to press to start up the car. Uncle G plans to go to the airport to pick up his boss, Tunai, but TA begs him to take her along so she can welcome her father at the airport. He refuses to add to his frustration but couldn't reject an offer from his boss's daughter. They meet traffic on the road, but that is no problem for Uncle G, who puts his boss's car on flying mode to reach the airport early. At the airport, we see a kidnapper called Olabade using his glasses to scan the net worths of the travelers and get informed about another child kidnapped. This makes him more worried as a father. Tola comes out from the crowd, hugs her dad whom she hasn't seen in a long time, but he instead scolds her for walking around the airport on her own. He takes her outside where they come across beggars, but behind them is Olabade, who begins following their every move with his gang. His dad scolds Uncle G for allowing Tioe to walk off alone, which he apologizes for and then gives him the hot agege bread he had ordered him to buy, which the man and his daughter enjoy. They hear another news on the radio of another kidnapping with the kidnapper demanding $1 million from the parent for the release of their child. TA gives her dad the snack she has prepared for him, but it seems he has forgotten her birthday as he told her he has some work to do. She meets her friend Kola, who is so curious to know how her father is planning her birthday, but sadly, it's the other way round. We get to know how humble and kind Tioe is when she helps their cleaner Kay to take out the trash. Later that evening, Tun seems so frustrated failing to activate the powers of his robot lizard, which he has been experimenting for his investor. He isn't happy but suggests to him to give the lizard to his daughter. Believing that whenever TA is in danger, the powers which they experimented on the robot lizard might automatically come. He gives Tioe the lizard, whom he names Oding, saying it's her birthday present. He promises to take her wherever she wants to go as long as she takes care of the lizard well. Tia is pissed that among all the pets her father could think of, it's a lizard he brought for her. But since taking care of it will help her get closer to her dad, she is ready to do so. We are then taken to a flashback where Olabade and his mom are thrown out of the house that belongs to a wealthy family, all because he stole some changes. Olabade's mom, who works as a housemaid for the wealthy family, begs on behalf of her son to get the job back and save up to pay back the stolen money. But her boss's mind is already made up. Olabade's mom gets more furious after realizing her son used the money just to get a golden necklace. Instead of being remorseful, he complains about the kind of clothes they wear, unlike what their boss and kids wear. They too deserve some respect. This family is so rich but still pays them peanuts, which they can hardly feed themselves with. Back to the present, Olabad, who has now grown up to be a kidnapper, is met by his assistant, Happiness, who informs him that they collected the money from the parent of a child he just kidnapped. As soon as he shares the money with his gang, he orders Happiness to return the child back to his parent and prepares himself to kidnap another child. TA dances with Cole and then invites him over to dinner. Tund, seeing this, is so angry because the boy is just his cleaner and warns him never to come close to his daughter again. Although Tue is against this, on the other hand, Olabad finds out that the father of the next child he is about to kidnap is the CEO of the only security company in Nigeria called Tund. He uses blockchain and AI technologies to eradicate crimes within the country. He wants to kidnap Tund's daughter because the information stored in his company database is worth billions. But Happiness doesn't seem okay with the kidnapping of the CEO of the security daughter. She leaves a quote saying, "In large rivers, one finds a big fish, but one may also get drowned." Meanwhile, Cole boards a public transport but changes his mind after the driver demands twice the normal payment. Only for him to squeeze himself inside the bus while he walks back home alone on the streets, he receives a call from Olabade, which scares him. We are then taken to a flashback where Cole is having lunch with his mother at a restaurant. He promises her to finish school and become a doctor so he can buy her the gold slippers and a car she has always dreamed of. Happiness suddenly shows up at the restaurant, stating that her boss wants to see them. They are brought into Olabod chambers, where he serves them his favorite drink, Zobo. He tells Cole to come work for him, but his mother refuses because having to work will only distract him from his studies. Olabod laughs because he knows studies will not allow the boy to provide for his mother and gives them some money, saying when the time comes, he is going to need their help. Back to the present, Cole takes care of his sick mother. He goes to meet Olabod, who asks to see him. Ola orders him to bring Tioe to him in exchange for the money he has been giving to him and his mother. He also promises to handle his mom's medical bills if he does as he is told. But if he doesn't, he must have to return all the money he has given to them so far at the end of the month, which they can't possibly get. Tia lies to Uncle G about getting permission from her father to explore around the main city of Lagos. Cole takes her to the market in Lagos, which she is so fascinated about. He teaches her how to buy things there, and they eat the local meals, which Tia enjoys so much. Tola spots some hungry children on the streets and gives them her food and water while she crosses a bridge with Cole. A man comes out from nowhere and says to Cole that this isn't where they agreed to meet. He is one of Olabod's henchmen who tries to kidnap Tia, but Cole tells her to run while he fights the man. The robot lizard, who senses Tola's danger, hurries to protect her. Unfortunately, its battery runs down. Tun gets alerted by this and suddenly realizes that his daughter left the house without his permission. We are then taken to another flashback, but this time it's just about Tune. He was once a poor street boy who lived in a local town called the J-Gun. He is so happy about the interview he is going for because once he gets the job, everything in his life will change. After buying bread from Choma, he checks his phone only to realize he is late for the interview. But getting there as fast as possible won't be a problem, as he puts a mechanism in his legs that helps him run faster. He arrives at the Green Hood Tech Company to meet the CEO, stating the reasons why he deserves the job. This is a company that uses technology to change the world. As soon as Tundai brought out his self-made gadgets, the CEO is impressed and gives him the job. Back to the present, Tunai uses his computer to find his daughter, just for him to discover she has been kidnapped. Olabod appears to him in the form of a robotic mask and tells him to pay $50 million for his daughter's release, unless he will not see her again. The time given to him is just 2 hours. Happiness takes TA to Olabod, who is shocked at the respect the girl gives to him because it is not something you can find in a girl from a rich family. Meanwhile, Cole finds Uncle G to inform him about the bad news. He regrets ever trusting them. Now he is at risk of losing his job. He sets out to find Tioe, but Cole begs him that he needs his help first to save his mother. Olabod is angry with Cole, who tries to stop his henchmen from taking Tioe. Now they are coming for his mother. He places his mother inside the car to be taken to a safe place by Uncle G while he goes on his own to find Tioe. Tia meets a friend who was in a police force to help him find his daughter, but he refuses to help him after he has forgotten about them since 30 years of becoming rich. He also broke his promise on using his technology to change his local town. With no choice left, Tundai takes the money he was asked to pay for his daughter's release to the instructed location by the kidnapper. Olabod, in disguise on a robot mask, appears to be aware that Tundai has met a police beforehand, thereby breaking his #1 rule. He increases the money from 50 million to 250 million, making Tundai so mad. He finds the location of his robot lizard and heads there immediately. Cole is in hiding from Olabod's henchman who is searching for him. The henchman called Sunday finds and tries to capture him, but an unknown force hits him from behind. It is the robotic lizard who comes to his aid. It sends Sunday flinging in the air with a powerful force, and to our surprise, the lizard can actually talk. It asks Cole about the location of Tioe, but he has no idea. As soon as the henchman wakes up from unconsciousness, Odin, the lizard, chases after him to get her location. He escapes with a taxi, not knowing Odin also got inside the car to follow him. Tundai finds Cole on the streets, who apologizes for his daughter's kidnapped being his fault. He reveals the identity of the kidnapper, Olabod Day, and tells Tundai everything he needs to know about the captor as they go search for Tioe. Meanwhile, Cole's mom is taken to Tundai's house by Uncle G, where she's being taken care of. Sunday meets Olabod, who appears to be curious to know what caused the bruises on his face. Sunday explains he already captured Cole when a strange robot lizard comes out from nowhere and attacked him. Since Tundai's father works at a tech company, he knows it is no other person but him behind this. Olabod sees that Tundai is not willing to pay the money to rescue his daughter, but wants to fight. Odin appears to have followed Sunday to Olabod's hideout and finds Tia in the room she is locked in. She is also shocked after realizing that the lizard her father presented to her as a talking robot was assigned to protect her. The I-mode function of the lizard can give it enough power to break her out of prison, but it reveals that it cannot engage that function due to its battery being low. Tundai tracks down the lizard's whereabouts, and according to Cole, this is the hideout of Olabod. Cole's mother once told him that whenever he is around powerful people, he should record everything they say. He reveals to have a voice note of Ola, which they can use to threaten him. Tundai sends the voice note to Olabod Day and asks him to release his daughter, or he will release the voice note worldwide. While he talks to Tundai on the phone, he orders Happiness to track down Tundai's location using his phone signal. They found his location and capture him with Cole, just as Tundai is tied up on the chair. Olabod requests that he will only let him and his daughter go if he hands over his company to him and gives him a list of all his clients and their net worths. Most especially, he wants his name cleared out from the police system. Tundai replies that he can't do all these with a random computer, so they all set out to Tundai's house to use his computer. From a camera at Tundai's house, Uncle G sees Olabod and his gang entering the house and quickly goes into hiding with Cole's mom. As soon as Olabod gets into Tundai's mansion, he is so fascinated by how big it is and criticizes Tundai for enjoying life while he left his homies in the streets to suffer. Cole and TA are placed inside a room with 2 henchmen guarding the place. To save themselves, Cole thinks of a way to charge the robot lizard so he will get it to on mode to take down Olabod. They need to find a charging port, just something the lizard can draw electricity from. But for them to do so, they must find a way to Tundai's room strategically. TA begins to cry to lure the henchmen away from their posts so Cole can escape from the room to find the main power supply in the house. The henchmen take Tia to her father, who was doing everything Olabod tells him to save his beloved daughter. Tia uses the opportunity to take the charging port, but the only problem for her now is she can't leave, as some henchmen play with Tundai's gadgets in his house. Uncle G sets a trap in Tundai's car, and it worked. They successfully lock down at least 3 of Olabod's henchmen and go inside the mansion. TA asks that she wants to go to the toilet, an excuse for her to get out with a charging port to find Cole. Sunday catches Cole during his escape, but TA comes to his rescue. Cole pours ice on the floor, causing Sunday to slip and fall, knocking him out. Tola quickly gives Cole the charging port, which he places the robotic lizard on. Not just the charging port, but the lizard also sucks power from other electrical items. A problem arises when Hacken shows up, but fortunately, the lizard's battery is now full. It shows up to protect Tia, which leads to Happiness, a tech expert, finally showing what she's capable of. The lizard finally goes into I'm mode and engages in a really epic battle with Happiness. When the other henchman comes to assist her, the lizard tells Tia to run away and find her father. Tia finds her father, who was getting the beating of his life by Olabod. He says something about how the rich are wicked, and he claims to deserve the money he earns from the children kidnaps. But without his knowledge, Tua already broadcasted his face and everything he was saying to the world. Olabod tries to escape, abandoning his gang, but the robot lizard blocks him from the front. Happiness and his gang decide not to protect him anymore for being selfish and leave. The lizard captures him, and Tundai hands him over to the police immediately. Cole reunites with his proud mother, while Tundai apologizes to TA for underestimating her. Tundai decides to sponsor Cole in school so he can achieve his dreams of being a doctor. And that was how the show ended. So, what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.